A couple of new array methods were introduced last year with ECMAScript 2023 or ES14. These are primarily alternatives to old array methods, but instead of mutating the original array, they create a copy of it and apply the mutation to the copy. Let's take a look at the demo to see how to use these new array methods. I have prepared an array of integers to demonstrate the new array methods. I'll start with toReversed. If I previously wanted to make a copy of an array and reverse the order of its elements, I had to do a two-step process. I had to first make a new array that is a copy of my old array. This is just one method to copy an array. And then I had to reverse it with the Array.prototype.reverse function. This function mutates the original array. Now I can do this in a one-step process. I can just use the Array.toReversed method. This will create a copy of the original array and reverse the order of the items of the copy. If I console log both arrays now, we can observe that the original is left unchanged, while the new array has the items in reversed order. The next function that is similar to this we're going to look at is toSorted. Similar to the original sort function, it does the same thing without mutating the original array, but rather by making a copy. As you can see, my original array is left unchanged, while the copied array is sorted. Another function we have is toSpliced. As you can probably guess, this is exactly the Array.prototype.spliced method, but it doesn't mutate the original, it creates a new item. The spliced function accepts three parameters. The first one is the start index, the second one is the items to remove, and the third one is the value of a new item of the new items to insert after that index. Let's say that I want to go to index 2, remove one item, in this case this integer 4, and insert the number 10 in its place. And that is exactly what I get with the original array unchanged. Another method to copy the original array but modify one of its values is the with method. The with method accepts two parameters: the index of the element we want to replace. In this case, let's do the index 1, which is this integer 1, and I want to replace it with 10. If I console log this now, I can see that the integer index 1 is replaced with a 10, and again the original array is left unchanged. The other two methods that I want to take a look at that were newly introduced into ECMAScript are the findLast method and its findLastIndex brother. We already had a find method, which was going to find elements in the array starting from the first element. The algorithm would go through each array element from the first one to the last. The findLast method will again find an element in the array, but starting from the last element and working towards the first. To demonstrate that, it accepts a find function, which you should return a boolean. In this case, let's find the element 4. And if I run the algorithm, I find the element 4. Here we have two 4s though, and it did find this element, not the first one, because it worked from the last element to the first, and that will be evident if I use the other method I mentioned, findLastIndex. Now, if I run the algorithm, I get an index 4, because the index of this 4 is exactly, this element has exactly the index 4. To make this clearer, if I remove the last part and use the original findIndex method with the same function that matches the element 4, I should get an index 2, because it will work from the first element towards the last element. Let's run again, and we get an index 2. With this, I'll wrap today's video. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to subscribe to get notified when another video is released. Take care.